So, I hope that you all are doing well. Wherever you find yourself, I hope you find yourself in joy. I am, y'all, sometimes I just have to take a moment. It's so much, and I want to be able to deliver this information to you in a way that is truly going to allow you to receive the energy as it is intended. This message is specifically for my brothers, for those that identify as divine masculine energies, because there's masculine energy, and then there is the same with feminine, right? There's masculine energy that has chosen to walk in their divine essence and who they truly are. And that's who I'm speaking to, because I do understand that, I understand that if you're not understanding, if you're not receiving what it is that I'm saying, then this message is not for you at this time, and that's okay. I trust that if this information is meant for you, that it will find you at the time and place and season in your journey when you are open to receive it. So tomorrow is a new moon in Gemini. Tomorrow is also 6/6. Now, it's funny. I made a video yesterday about, in part, about how the number 666 has been demonized, like literally making it's been placed into the consciousness, the collective consciousness of humanity, that is the mark of the beast, the sign of the devil. It's evil, it's bad, it's all of these things. And and trust and believe at some point I'm going to go down that rabbit hole with y'all, but I'm not going to do that today. But what I'm saying is this: tomorrow is 6/6, and the moon is a new moon in Gemini. Gemini deals with communication, because it's ruled and governed by the planet Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication. It's fast moving energy. It's also air energy, and so, as we know, we can't see the air, but we know it's there, right? And that's the same way that mercurial energy flows, right? And so it's what you say, it's what you speak, it's what you communicate. And it is being able to step back into that creative force energy where you speak and create your reality, which is one of the reasons that Gemini also deals with the throat chakra, because we're talking about communication, because obviously when you speak, there are tones and vibrations and frequencies that come forth from your vocal cords and everything else to project externally a sound, right? And in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Throughout our various incarnations and some reincarnations into the earth realm, many of those beings who are divine beings, truly here to walk in your divine essence, meaning that that the divine is not something. It is you, right? It's not some, nebulous being in the sky, right? But you are it. You are a living, breathing, divine being who has simply forgotten that truth. And as a result of that amnesia, and most of that amnesia was in part allowed by spell work. And when I say spell work, I'm talking ABCDEFGHIJKLMNOP, spelling, right? Words. Words are swords. It's called spelling because you are casting spells when you speak. So in the false matrix system, people were constantly placed in situations, most of the beings were placed in situations where they were in perpetual cycles of lack, right? So this is why you have some beings, specifically melanated beings, to be frank, because your energy levels are very high. You have soul force energy, meaning that you are connected to the sun, the SOL, right? Because you have high amounts of soul force energy, these beings have attempted to break your soul, okay? Because the soul is the solar plexus energy that is connected to the soul. The solar plexus is the willpower, right? And so when you break someone's will, you break their spirit, like a horse, right? You break their will so that you can ride them, so that you can dominate them and control them and to use them for whatever it is that you need to use them for. And that's what's happened to humanity. Now, I make this video today because one of the things that has been coming to me is the way that this is worked on, the way that is also worked on the masculine energy. And I say that because there is a lot of energy around electrical manipulation. And shout out to the brother. I'll have to post his name in, I'll post it when I make this video. But he has a video, he was doing a live that the title was electrical manipulation. And that resonated with me because of various things that I'm seeing happen and play out in the reality. And it makes perfect sense to me because this year in the United States, as it starts to rain, this year in the United States is an election year, right? Election and electric all come from the root word L, right? And the L is in, straight line. So we're talking masculine energy, right? And when it comes to charging a battery, right? The electricity that runs through the battery is generally represented as the point that sticks out, right? It's masculine in nature, in that what gives the life-giving, or the life-giving source, is projected out, versus the feminine energy that is magnetic, that is the force that is inward. Hence why our reproductive and creative abilities are in, right? And so the entire realm is held in part by a grid system, right? So we talk about you've heard about the electrical grid. And the thing that people don't really understand, that's not really talked about, is it's the energy of the beings. So it's not just some, it's not like all of these like power lines, so to speak, running throughout. It is, but that's not really it. You get what I'm saying? It's those power lines are, they're physical manifestations and physical representations of the energy that already exists in you. You are the power lines. You are it. You are the power lines that power this entire system. But you didn't know that. And so what happens is the energy of the people is taken, externalized, and then sold back to them, right? As you cannot exist without me. You are powerless without me. You have nothing without me. If you don't do what I say, I will stop your power. I will take your power. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a whole system and way of operating. And that's something that has been used on all of us. Quite frankly, it's something that has been used on all of us because it maintains this false system, and it destabilizes beings from their true power, destabilizes and disconnects. And so what ends up happening is, because you feel destabilized, you're constantly searching, constantly looking outside of you for stability. So you're looking for stability in, in money and in cars and in women and in things and all of these things, right? And I'm not saying that any of those things are inherently wrong, because I don't believe that, right? But what I am saying is it's now time to take back your power. It's been long enough, right? Come home. It's time to take back your power, right? And I say this all in love, and I trust that if you are receiving this, that you are receiving it with the intention with which I am communicating. Because my goal is always to communicate clearly, in love, for the purpose of healing, growth, clarity, and expansion. And so what I would say to all of my brothers, and to anyone who is operating right now in masculine energy for whatever reason, because some of us as feminine energy, sometimes we have to operate in our masculine energy as well, in order to get things done. And that's okay too. But what has happened is there's been an inversion and a distortion of the energy that has thrown both sides of the polarities off balance. So the masculine polarity has been off balance, being over masculine and not really in touch with their feminine energy. And understand what I mean when I say this, y'all, because that's a part of the distortion and the inversion. Is I don't mean putting on a dress and some high heels and some lipstick and saying that's not what I'm saying. That's not at all what let me just say what I am saying. What I am saying is connect to nature. Connect to nature. Drink water. Connect to the things that are actually real, right? Because what we know is that nature will be. So it's real. She is real, right? Nature will be. Even if humans fail to exist, if all human life ceases to exist, nature will remain because she's real. Understand? So when we talk about, externalizing energy and, going into things like the artificial intelligence, that's all fine and good. But understand that there is an actual divine intelligence, a supreme intelligence that actually exists, that you are. And so in order to reconnect with that, it's important that you take time truly to be, right? To be one with the divine I am, right? And that means enjoying the life-affirming and life-giving energy of water. enjoying being out in nature and connecting with plants, connecting with real life, connecting with, connecting with the soil, the very soil, right, that grows your food, that sustains your life force, connecting with the sun, that literally is that soul force energy that charges you up, connecting with the moon, that is that magnetic energy that pulls you in and draws you into her. Connecting with those things, connecting with fruit so that you will be fruitful, right? Connecting with fruit, connecting with life-giving energy. Because everything in the false matrix system is set up to take. It's not set up to give you anything. It's set up to take from you. And so that causes depletion and deficit, right? At least that's what it's designed to do. And as an infinite being, you have to know when it's time for you to empower and to give power internally to yourself and to your cells, right? Because what happens is our cells vibrate on a particular frequency based on what it is that we are consuming. And that's anything and everything, right? From what we put on our skin to what we're listening to, what we're allowing in our portals, meaning our eyes, our ears, our nose, our mouth, all of our portals, right? So whatever that information that you are allowing into your portals is communicating something to your nervous system and your cells, right? And so because of that, you want to be mindful of that, because as you are receiving something, it's birthing something out of you, because what's happening is you're receiving and then you are projecting that energy out. And like a feedback loop, whatever you are projecting out, which that energy that you're giving, you're going to receive it back, because it's a feedback loop. So you want to make sure that you are truly giving out what it is that you want to receive. And so I hope that helps someone. I trust that it will. I have started a communications course called Creating Elemental Excellence, and the subtitle is Healing the Nervous System for Effective Communication. Because as I started this video saying that Mercury in general, and Gemini season is specifically about the nervous system, right? Because that is communication. Your nervous system deals with everything from your brain to your brain stem to all of the nerves that flow down your body. Because like a tree, from the head, from the crown, all the way down and beyond, all the way through under the ground to the roots and the soil, and spreading out to the rest of the trees and communicating, that's what nature does. When a tree grows, the roots grow. I was just talking to my mom about this, actually. She was talking about, she bought a piece of land and she was trying to, there was a tree stump that she was like, I gotta move this tree stump. And she was like, I drilled holes in it. I tried Roundup. I tried all this stuff to get rid of this tree stump, and it would not die. That is because that's not how we're built, right? And so what happened, what she had to do was they had to actually dig up the tree stump, because once the tree has established its stability, it's not just in that one place, but the roots literally spread underground, and it communicates to the other life force that is around it, right? It's like an underground network. And that is the same way that your cellular structure actually works, right? And so once you have solidified and grounded something into yourself and into your cells, it then starts to grow roots and to spread, right? And so you want to make sure that whatever it is that's spreading is what you want to grow. It's what you want to birth. It's the fruit that you want to see on your tree. And if it's not, then you have to dig it up from the root, right? And what that means is really looking at the root of things. So next time, so let me say this. This is one of the ways that the term root worker was also demonized. These are our ancestral These are our ancestral truths, right? Root work is simply the ability to get to the root of something and to address it. Because if you only look at, if you're not dealing with the root, then we're just dealing with the surface, right? Because like she could not get that tree stump up because she did not address the root. And once she dug it up from the root, she was able to remove it and to plant what she wanted to grow there. So in the same way, whatever you want to be uprooted must be uprooted from the root. And so that is the work that is necessary to be done to overcome some of these obstacles and illusions, or as I call them, obstacle illusions, right, that have been placed along the path. But it's all for your growth, evolution, expansion, and enlightenment. And so I wanted to just make this video because it's been in my spirit, right? This is something that I've seen play out in the reality. I've seen a lot of work and things around, electrical manifestations, which tells me that there's something with the masculine energy, and hence why I'm making this video. Couple of things that you guys can do is to drink coconut water. Coconut water is, if you've ever seen a coconut tree, the coconuts grow tall. They go straight up, right? And the coconuts are at the very top. So they're close to the sun. And so because of that, they're receiving all of this solar energy, and it's going directly into the water. And as we know, all life is birthed, right? Specifically little humans, right? They are it's birthed from the waters. Your body is made up of at least 70% water. So you want to make sure that the waters in your body contain the cellular structures that you need in order to thrive. And so if you're feeling tired, weak, depleted, if you feel like you can't focus, any of these things, you want to make sure that your electrical system, that your electrical system is properly charged and powered, and that you are absorbing the solar energy in order to allow yourself to be powerful. Secondarily, eating fruit, specifically purples. I always tell folks about the purples because we're talking about like blueberries, blackberries, because anyway, blueberries, blackberries, those types of things. That's going to be very, very helpful for your brain, because obviously we're talking about the brain, that your brain has to have the proper nutrients in order to feed the rest of your cells and the rest of your nervous system. So you want to make sure that you're eating the purples because they contain antioxidants that help your body to reduce inflammation and to give your cells what it needs in order to receive the nutrients that are going to be helpful for proper, cellular regeneration. Okay. Finally, avocado. So, I always talk about avocado because avocado is one of those fruit that is also excellent for the brain. Because what happens, folks, is this: when the cells become dehydrated, they start to shrivel. Okay, those are the things that cause neurological disorders like mental health issues, Alzheimer's, dementia, right? When the cells become depleted. Now, I've also made a video where I talked about multiple sclerosis, or MS. That is literally when the myelin sheath, it's called the myelin sheath. It is like think of it like the shoestrings, right? Like the shoestrings, like that little tape thing at the end of the shoestrings to keep it from unraveling. That's exactly what the myelin sheath does. It holds together the cells to keep the cells from fraying, right? Because what happens is, as if the body begins to deteriorate, if the cells begin to deteriorate, those the signals from those cells, they act like live wires. right? And so you want to be able to, the myelin sheath holds that in to be able to channel the energy and the electricity in the cells where it needs to go. Because when it's not, you deal with things like involuntary muscle movements and things like that, because it's a live wire, right? So we can go on and on and on, y'all. But so you want to make sure that you have things that are in your body, so your body is consuming enough copper, right? Like the copper wiring in a home. You want to make sure that there's enough copper in your body to make sure that the cells are operating properly, and that it's not, basically that the cells aren't deteriorating and fraying. And so avocado and also nuts and seeds, they're excellent sources of magnesium. They're excellent sources of copper, right? And you're going to, that's going to be important to maintain that electrical current flowing through your body. So, this is a very, literally, this is a very, very powerful time that we're in. And I hope that this information finds whoever it needs to find, so that you can truly operate from your best self by healing your cells. And if you are interested in taking the Creating Elemental Excellence workshop, or I don't know if I want to call it a workshop, it's really a journey. I call it it's really a 30-day journey. Because in that time we meet like twice a month, and we talk about what's happening, right? Like, how are you doing on your journey, and how can we help to support each other along this journey, right? Because it truly is a journey, y'all. It truly is. And so go to www.acecommunications.live, which stands for All Conscious Everything. So acecommunications.live, and join our 30-day journey in the course for Creating Elemental Excellence. And it's going to be so key, y'all, during this Gemini energy, as we are really recapturing the that divine goddess level communication, truly being able to see eye to eye and being able to communicate on a different frequency. And that frequency is one that is based in healed communication, right? Because we're starting from a different place, right? Because, like I said before, some of the things that have kept people from this high level communication is, trauma, wounding, all those sorts of things that were perpetuated in the false mother system. But anyway, the other thing, consciouscommunications.live. So as you all know, I have to shout out, of course, Conscious Communications. I'll be doing so much, y'all. But Conscious Creations, because obviously that's the YouTube channel that you're on right now. Conscious Communications, www.consciouscommunication. Maybe I need to call it Conscious Community. Maybe I need to create Conscious Communications. Maybe that's what's happening right now. What I'm trying to say is Conscious Creations, right? And all of this, right, we're talking about truly creating consciously. So like I said before, all of the things, right? So what goes on your skin gets absorbed into your bloodstream. And that communicates something to your cells. Your skin is literally the largest organ on your body. And so if you are putting what's called endocrine disruptors on your skin, which a lot of these cosmetic products that we have been programmed to put on our skin actually contain endocrine disruptors that literally disrupt your endocrine system. They create hormonal imbalance, okay? And so that does something to your brain, to your nervous system. Something happens because you are constantly applying, right? Applying something to disrupt your nervous system onto your skin, the largest organ. And so it's with this level of awareness that Conscious Creations was born, right? And so the products that we create are created using ingredients that are not known to us, at least, that are going to disrupt your endocrine system or cause any harm to you, because our goal is always to heal. And so if you are looking for any kind of body products, because we do it all, you know, we're always working on something, because it's important. So from the sprays that are in the home, you know, like for example, I have a lavender spray for the bed sheets because sleep well. So, you know, from all of those things, and, you know, like I grow lavender and like all of these things, right? Because all of these things matter ultimately to your well-being. And we want you to be well. Hence, Conscious Creations, Conscious Communications, ACE Communications, all of it, right? We want you to truly be well. And so I hope that this information finds whoever it needs to find. I don't want to make this video too long. So with that, I'm going to end it and just say thank you so much for all of the folks that have supported Conscious Creation since we started in 2020. I can't believe we're coming up on 4 years. And I'm grateful, because I know that 4 is the number of stability. And because of that, I trust that this is truly going to be the time that Conscious Creations becomes what I've always envisioned it to be, which is a new paradigm shifting way of looking at skincare, wellness care, self-care, right? All of those things, like a new way of being. So I love you all. Thank you so much for taking the time. Make sure that you like the video, if you like the video, right? Subscribe to the channel if this is information that you find valuable. Share it if you believe that it is something that should be shared. But if not, I send you all the love on your journey. But if you continue this journey with me, I love you to wholeness. Okay? Be well.